Hi everybody, welcome to Incarnation. It's a beautiful winter's afternoon, as you can see, which means we should be on the road reviewing a car, but we can't because we're in lockdown, so you have to wait yet another week. Sorry about that. Instead, what you do when you're in lockdown, you go shopping for a new car. So let's look at the options. Now, you know, lately we've driven and reviewed quite a few electric vehicles, a couple of Teslas, the Porsche Taycan, and they were all fantastic. So you know how much I quite like battery vehicles. But today I'm going to give you the 5 reasons why my next car, and I do need a new car, is not going to be a hybrid. This, my friends, is my Scody, my old Octavia RS. You know, I've owned about 50 cars, and this is probably the best all-round bus I've ever owned. When we do a shoot, it's the camera car. When we play a gig, it's chock-a-block full of band equipment. Sure, it's not very exciting to look at, but thanks to a bit of chip tuning, the turbo has a bucket load of torque, so it's quite brisk. But it's getting close to 200,000 kilometres, it doesn't have Bluetooth and lots of other features that I'd quite like. The other cars are in the garage, so the poor old girl has been exiled to the street. It is a little bit tatty, it's got a few scars here and there. Maybe it's time to start thinking about a replacement. Now, for many environmentally conscious people, like you, a hybrid might seem to be a perfect compromise, using an efficient electric motor, renewable energy, but still having a safety net with a small petrol engine if they're concerned about range. Or they're on holidays and it's just more convenient to pop into a servo for a splash and dash. I get it. And now there are heaps of these hybrids on the market, really good ones, like these ones you're looking at now. I briefly drove the new MG HS hybrid last week for a TV commercial shoot, and it was undeniably very good. Considering all the features you're getting, it's cheap as chips at about $47,000. A small electric motor, and when it runs out of battery, you won't even notice it switch over to the small turbo petrol. Or you can use them both and get, like Scody, about 200 kilowatts and 0 to 100 in about 6 and a bit seconds, which is very impressive. You can top up the battery at home from a standard power point, take 5 or 6 hours. Yes, it looks exactly like every other modern small SUV, so I'd probably never find it in the shopping centre car park, but hey, it's not unattractive. There's no range anxiety, low cost running, 7-year unlimited mileage warranty on everything, including the battery. Makes a lot of sense, right? But for me, no thank you, not a hybrid. So why not? Here are my 5 reasons. A conventional car engine, gearbox and drivetrain and differential is quite a complex item with hundreds of moving parts. Anyone who's ever had to replace a timing belt and water pump on a Porsche 928 or swap out the blown Medtronic control unit on your VW Golf knows this. An electric motor drivetrain is quite a lot simpler. The electric motors are a sealed unit that need no servicing or lubrication, ever. But you still have a lot of batteries, heat pump, control circuitry, so there's some element of complexity there. But in a hybrid, you've got both these systems jammed into the one vehicle. And then you need some means of controlling and integrating them both to give you a smooth driving experience. It is quite complex, and it all adds to the weight. So the cost to make a hybrid should actually be quite a bit more than either making an ICE or a BEV car. So to get it down to a reasonable price, they have to economise somehow. The batteries are usually quite small, with a short range of maybe 50 or 60 kilometres. And the petrol motor has to be pretty compact too. It's amazing to me that they cost as little as they do, not much more than ICE cars. It just shows you how much profit they must make on regular cars. But complexity equals more servicing, and that equals more cost. Even with a long warranty, you're still going to have servicing costs. So with a hybrid, you still have all the servicing you used to have, all these things, but in a pure EV, you eliminate most of the service items completely. No more oil and filter changes every 10,000 Ks, no more blown radiator hoses, all those belts, exhaust and mufflers. Those are the things that I remember paying most for, all gone. Even the brake pad and rotors last longer in a pure EV than an ICE car, or even a hybrid. So that's reason number 1, don't like all that complexity. Number 2, usage. If I was just driving an Uber around town in stop-start traffic, a hybrid would probably make a lot of sense. But I often drive a couple of 100k on the freeway to a racetrack or to do a car review with Mark, who lives quite a long way away. The EV motor is great for low-speed acceleration and zipping around the place, but on the highway, in full EV mode, they only have quite a short range of 50 or 60 k's, as I said, before the petrol motor takes over anyway. For my driving needs, a hybrid would spend a lot of time in pure ICE mode, which kind of defeats the main goal, doesn't it? So now I have quite a small petrol motor dragging a car that's quite heavy thanks to all those flat batteries, if that makes sense. A hybrid might be perfect for you, but for the kind of usage that I put to the car, I don't think a hybrid's right for me. Many hybrids are built on the platform of existing cars. Very few hybrid cars are a clean sheet design. Even the brand new Mercedes EQA, which is a full battery electric, is actually built on the old GLA platform. Same as the EQC was built on the GLC platform. Why does this matter? This style of design is a compromised approach that very much restricts what's possible. The new EQA has even less space than the old GLA, as they've had to raise the floor to squeeze in the batteries. Even the cheapest full EV in Australia, the MG ZS EV, is based on a petrol car design. So it has a large engine bay at the front with a small motor in there driving the front wheels and a whole lot of space you can't use. A pure EV platform designed from the ground up is inherently very different from a conventional ICE car or a hybrid. You no longer need a large bonnet space, so you get much more room inside the car. In a ground up design, if there's only one electric motor, it'll be in the back, rear-wheel drive, and you'll have storage space in the front. If there are two electric motors, it'll be an all-wheel drive, one front and one back, and you still get storage space in the front, and significantly there's no transmission tunnel intruding in the cabin. And the batteries, instead of being shoehorned in, are part of the original design and structure. This is what they call a skateboard architecture, for example. It's just a much better car design. I want a car that exploits the benefits of a pure EV design. If you've ever sat in a Tesla Model 3 and marvelled at how there's so much space inside such a relatively small car, you'll know what I mean. Look, like you, I would like to do my bit for a cleaner future and a smarter country, moving towards renewable energy. I do resent that our federal government is so blatantly anti-renewable and pro-fossil fuel.
This is coal.
And proud of it too, directly funding coal, gas and oil projects with the diesel and petrol excise we pay at the pump.
We don't have a problem with electric vehicles, and I'll tell you what, it's not going to tow your trailer, it's not going to tow your boat, it's not going to get you out to your favourite camping spot with your family.
Their own FFS document, great name by the way, says that our national go-forward strategy for cars is based on diesel and petrol in the short and medium term. That means until 2030. The document forecasts an increase in Australia's carbon emissions until 2030. No wonder the rest of the smart countries ridiculed us and our PM at the last month's G7 summit. And no wonder so many car makers are choosing not to bring their cars here. They're really good EVs, like Volkswagen, who's changed their mind and decided now it won't bring the new ID3 and ID4 here. And he's right, our stance is an embarrassment. Just for the record, petrol's not a great product. 90% of our refined fuel is imported and the profits largely flow overseas anyway. So anything I can do to not have to go into a petrol station makes me happy. So, calming down a bit, I'd really like to drive a battery EV on a daily basis because I think it's a move in the right direction. Sure, hypocrite that I am, I hope I can still enjoy that wailing flat six Porsche motor on the weekend maybe, when I feel like it. But for daily driving, an EV, yes please. Right, the last reason, and this is probably the real reason. Some of the new pure EVs are really exciting. And I'm talking about ones that I can actually afford, not the Porsche Taycan or the Model S Plaid. Regular cars that ordinary people can afford are going to be very exciting very soon. Have you seen the new Hyundai Ioniq 5? I saw it in the metal the other day. Very impressive. It will be on sale here very soon. I cannot wait to see the new Kia EV6. Maybe a couple of months wait for that one. And how about this, the Ioniq 6? Oh my god, look at this thing. And it's a Kia, so hopefully it'll have Kia style pricing. In real life, I know it's not going to look quite as sexy as this prophecy concept it's based on. It's more Porsche than Porsche. Let's just hope it's close. These cars are actually really exciting to me. I cannot wait to drive them, and I sure hope Mark and I get to review some for the channel. So, those are my 5 reasons. No hybrid for me. Yes, I'll keep an old petrol Porsche for the weekend, and I'll be sad to say goodbye to old Scody when the time comes. But when the time does come, it's going to be a pure EV. In the next video, I'm going to have a quick whiz through all the pure EVs that I know of on my radar in Australia, and we'll see what might be a good fit for me. Well, that's it for today. I really hope we'll be back on the road soon, reviewing a car properly, the way we like to. So we look forward to seeing you then. Thanks for watching.